Okay, first please relax your body and mind. So to do this, first please breathe in fully. And in exhale all the stress. Once more, please inhale fully. Exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale. So this morning we have touched the three different types of practice of loving kindness. First, focusing on the sentient beings. And second, on the phenomena. And the third is called non-free-initial loving kindness practice. So we went through some discussions, understanding about this all, especially we went through more details about the second types of the practice of loving kindness. So these are very important for our own practice, you see, step by step. First, since everyone desire for peace and happiness, we just still love in our mind, without any judgment, that everybody may have all the peace and happiness, including those who hate us, those who creating suffering. Those who dislike us, just in the mind, just reflect. So they also desire for peace and happiness. When they have all the peace and happiness, just bring into your heart that feeling. And this will give us such a great mental power, strength for peace, because there's no judgment, so there's no fear. See. And the second, all this peace and happiness in the world or individual's life depend on all the causes, as I described. Look at the 10 virtues. Reflect on those 10 virtues. They are the direct cause for peace and happiness. When these 10 virtues are absent in the mind, then there's no peace. So that kind of peace, experiencing, looking at the cause, and then wishing everybody may create cause for peace and happiness. So when we do these things, all these three portions, as we have discussed, they are not exist in the mind. So in the non-existence of these three portions, that mind is total peace. See? So in the absence of these three portions, then cultivating the love to all, that is called the peace. From the peace we experience, then you feel light. You feel free from all the fears, because you loved all the sentient beings, so there's no fear. And you feel physically, mentally light. There's courage. And that's the real practice called loving kindness. You see, as well as when the mind is occupied by any of this poison, arrogance, aversion, anger, a pernicious attachment, then there's a suffering. Our mind is confined, trapped in the cocoon of the self-cherishing, and the suffering is just there. This is not a Buddhism. This is the reality nature, the universal causality, we should say. So meditate on this. So all the Buddha's teaching is not a Buddhism that Buddha created something. Rather, Buddha explained what are the peace and happiness that we desire for. What are the cause of this all? And what are the suffering? And what are the causes of suffering? This first Buddha talked from the Four Noble Truths, and then we deepen through our practice, meditation, and that's how one can free from all the suffering and achieve the enlightenment. So this is what we need to practice every day, in the morning, throughout the daytime, and the evening when we go to bed. And when we die, also we die with this. When you die, mind without these three poisons, you die very peacefully. If you die with the loving kindness of this practice, you die so peacefully. So this is our focus. That's why if I read further, non-referential love. The first type of love, which focuses on sentient beings, arises in relation to your father, mother, or anyone who has been kind to you. So in your life, which makes your life so, touch your heart in your life, either your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your relative, your friend, whatever, who's most close to you. First, with this, first recall their kindness, and then just how much effect that met you in your life, make your life better, mind your life more productive. Recalling their kindness, I wish them your all wish for peace and happiness. This is what is suggestion here. Then, who has been kind to you, it does not rise in relation to others' conditions, not other conditions who are not helpful. Therefore, by recalling the kindness of someone who has been very kind to you, a feeling of concern, tenderness for that person arises in you. That is what is called love. Then you want to repay their kindness. Then it's how I can, first I must practice myself love. Make my mind tenderness of the loving practice. Mind nothing but only kindness, free from all these negative thoughts. Just meditate on this. So this is practice coming into the heart. Not just intelligence, not just intellectual, not from the artificial intelligence, but real intelligence in your heart. Okay? Having identified this means the practice of loving kindness, you identify. Make sure you got it in your heart. One should repeatedly generate as much of an attitude of concern, tenderness for that person as possible. Cultivate this feeling with a great persistence for about a week. Just when you feel this, oh, I feel this now. I got it. So don't satisfy with that. Now that's just a practice for. Continue that kind of feeling. The message you got, just bring it into your heart. On first day, second day, third day, get used to it before you forget. If you could do this practice for like a week or more, it's a suggestion. More you can. Then you see your whole being is within that. Where you will never forget. It's just there. Otherwise, it's just, first we got it, after a few days, it vanishes, disappeared.
You're not leaving the bag in a second, right?
I'm not yet.
See, they got the message. So do you practice this? There are so many teachings you have received. You read many books. But these are the real comes into the being. So it's called touching the Buddha nature. We all know we are Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is the ultimate love, compassion. It is prevented by this our adventitious obscurations. So these obscurations are temporary. They are called illusion. So this practice, if you can do this, just be in that nature. Then when you could practice this way, if somebody shout at you, you're so bad person, it will not move your mind. That kind of law stays within you. Because you're so tuned in. This all just comes out of their delusion. See? It doesn't affect you. So this is why it's a practice for a week or more. Just practice this. So precious. So when you have that practice, then see your mind is emptiness of the delusions. See? All the delusions, what do we have? Anger, hatred, resentment, all those things, they do not exist. But these delusions, mental afflictions are not exist. Then you see your mind is so free, like space, the spacious mind. This is not young to every sentient beings. That the mind is emptiness of the old delusions. About a week, and the feeling of concern, tenderness will reach its full measure. So this way it means to all the sentient beings. No any bias, no discrimination, no prejudice. All are treated equally. Like we say in the Constitution of US, everyone is treated equally. So this is the constitution of your mind, of the loving kindness. Then by remembering that kindness of your actual mother, meditate on her in the same way for 15 days. When intense concern, tenderness for her has risen and compassion increases, then when you develop this loving kindness, so powerful, your whole being within the practice of loving kindness with your mother, then reflect to all the rest. So this life's mother. Then with this way we are coming from countless lifetime. So all sentient beings had been our mother, one or another life. Then you can see all mother sentient beings. That's what we say in prayers. May all the mother sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. See. So just how to practice this. It makes more effective, isn't it? Look at this more, go deeper. We have heard of this hundreds of thousands of times. Each teacher they will give you this, and they taught us this way, but not so much detail like this, penetrating. just be kind, you just love everybody. We have heard of this many times. But still practice this first day, second day, third day, a week, 15 days, 1 month, For just only if you need to go to retreat, I want to go to retreat to practice this for 1 week, for 2 weeks, So he said, meditate on how to, in the same way for 15 days, when intense concern, tenderness for her has arisen and compassion increase, then compassion will just come out easily. Because you see, when you have such a care to other sentient beings, for their concerning for their peace and happiness, and you see there all the sufferings there, and then without effort, just you want them to free from all the suffering. So compassion just rises from this. Compassion increases, deliberately engage in this meditation, focusing on one or two other beings, gradually expand this focus to many beings. That is compassion also, as earlier mentioned, there are 3 types of loving kindness, compassion as well. There are 3 types of compassion. Compassion focus on the sentient beings, compassion practice on the focusing on the phenomena, and compassion practice of the non-referential. Look at the suffering of all the sentient beings. They all want to free from suffering. They are trying. Even they have so much success in their life, still they are suffering. They have become so successful, they have become so rich, still they are suffering. So focus on those individuals and those who don't have anything. So those who are rich, they are suffering. Those who don't have anything, they are suffering. And all just focus of the sentient beings for your compassion practice. And next, the second one, what are the causes of the suffering? You get, as mentioned, the 3 portions. Those who are occupied by these 3 portions in the mind, they are suffering. And I last time I mentioned this also here. Ayadawa mentioned in his 400th stanza. Toyang Jumbu Simba, member Towa, member Tas. This is the first example. The person who is possessed by evil spirits, he's angry with anybody, everybody, Even doctor who treat him, he also expresses anger. And the doctor, psychiatrist, the doctor, knows the problem of this person. He knows that he's suffering from this evil spirit's possession. So doctor has no any resentment. Only have compassion. Oh, this my patient is suffering from this mental problems. So the doctor will not express his anger, but he cares how to help that person. So likewise, Troyan Jubus, to be Yumo Trasi in Yumo Kante Kasamis. So Buddha sees all these mental afflictions are the enemies, not the person, those who have these afflictions. Everyone in the world who has these clashes, mental afflictions or afflicting emotions, they just do anything because of the confusion, and they end up with all the suffering. So the mental afflictions are the true cause of the suffering for them, to everybody, equally. So we should develop all the sentient beings who have this, the cause of the suffering. And they are suffering like like a mirage. These mental afflictions, they do not exist anywhere. But those who have this, we cannot say they are not exist. They are real. My anger is real for me. I'm angry, and I'm real. Then my heart is beating. My face becomes red. Through the anger, I express all this, and I suffer. And you don't realize how much you're suffering. So the Buddha sees this person is suffering so much now. How I can help that person? In our ordinary mind, we try to destroy that person, get rid of that person, because he's so bad, we say. It's real. You understand the point, you see. How Buddha will see that person is so angry, and Buddha has such great compassion how to help. That's why Buddha helped Angulimala. You know Angulimala?
Yeah.
The man who killed 999 people with sharp knife, and he's killing with anger, All that he's looking for one last person. And at the end, he met Buddha. And he was chasing Buddha. And he didn't know it was Buddha, because he hasn't heard of Buddha. But now he's looking last man, and he's so distant, just chasing Buddha. And Buddha has such great compassion how to help that person. And then he just rushed towards Buddha. And he said, wait who you are here. And Buddha said, yes, I'm waiting for you. At that moment, he totally changes the mind. What's that mean? I'm waiting for you. And you are just running. What that means? And then when he approached to Buddha, Buddha's no fear. He just stood up in front of that man. And he was a little intimidated, because when he killed 999 people, everybody screaming, crying, oh, please don't kill me, oh, this. No, Buddha was not running away. He said, why this person is different than all the rest? And then he said, you are not afraid of me? And Buddha said, no, I'm not afraid of you. You are afraid of yourself. Said. And that totally changes more. So compassion has that kind of power. Courage. No fear, you see. And he dropped the knife on the ground. Why you are saying all these things? Tell me, Lord. Buddha said, I know. You are so, because today is your last day. And you are not finding the last person to kill. You are so afraid. So then you see, I'm not afraid of you because I'm here to help you. Then he asked why this all. Then he said, you are in the wrong place. You got the wrong teacher. How you can accomplish what you want by killing people? So that's it. That time Buddha was not showing any miracle powers. Otherwise, Buddha could have shown miracle powers, just fly in the sky, say, yeah, go ahead, kill me, Or Buddha can do anything, But just normal, just like we, showing each other, but with skill, with compassion, with wisdom. And then he was so remorse. So then Buddha just, when you kill those individuals, you remember how much afraid of you they are, how much they screamed to you, requesting you not to kill. Don't you feel something about this? Don't you feel something bad about this, what you are doing? Then he's just totally he aware and remorse all what he did. And he fall down on the ground. So as he said, I take refuge in you. Please help me. Now with this evil deeds, evil action, I'll be reborn in the hell realm. So please protect me from this all. So Buddha helped, you see. So we also, when you see all the evil peoples who are confused, we practice this love, compassion, loving kindness. This is the weapon that we need to destroy all the evils, not the anger, hatred, not the weapons of anger, hatred. So this will help whole world, plus yourself. This is the best protection you can get. Not by trade or some, what you call, amulet? What's it called? Amulet, or this, not those things. I don't know how much they can help you. I don't know. But this definitely, you can see it. When Lord Gyaltshen was in Drikung, he was in the retreat for 1 week. During that time, one man was possessed by evil spirit, came to Gyaltshen. Then he received the message that Gyaltshen was retreat. So he was desperate. What should I do? And then through his attendance, he got the message to Gyaltshen. And Gyaltshen saw he was so desperate, possessed by evil spirits. And then Gyaltshen was sent message back to him. Said, you practice compassion with practicing with the generosic, with generosic meditation yourself and practice compassion. So since that man was so desperate, because he was possessed by evil spirits, he felt so difficult, lot of pain, confusion, all this. So as soon as he received this message, so then said, you must practice this for 7 days a week. So just as soon as he received this teaching, he just went to his place and meditated for 7 days. Then evil spirits around him, so when he saw he was in generosic meditation, the evil spirits was just literally talking, where's my man? Where's my man? I'm looking for this, because he just want to see the generosic, So just that kind of there, see. So we practice this meditation, compassion, with generosity, those simple things. But anyhow, as soon as when you bring the loving kindness and the compassion in your mind, all delusions, mental confusions has no place to exist. So meditate on this. So gradually expand this focus to many beings. Do this from your most loved one, from there expand to all the sentient beings, to the eastern direction, western direction, south, north, every sentient beings, human beings, non-human beings. Next, meditate for 15 days, focusing only on those, is this Jambudvipa continent, this world. Continue to cultivate this love, expanding your focus to the entire Trichilokskams, one world system, two world system, three world system. Gradually cultivating this love for all, love and compassion both, for all sentient beings in the 10 directions. By meditating in this way on all sentient beings without exceptions, you will reach the full extent of this love and compassion. When your love becomes immeasurable, infinite to every sentient being, because sentient beings are countless. Look at here, love. You just look at one nest of ants. There's so many ants in one nest, you see. So how many nests are there? Just only ants, see. So many, So sentient beings are countless. So when you have that loving kindness, compassion to all sentient beings, it's called immeasurable. Okay? immeasurable, cultivate compassion by remembering the suffering of the 6 classes of wandering beings, beginning with your own mothers. At this point, this will arise without great difficulties, without great difficulty. When this compassion is rich, then think. So this way, first practice loving kindness, you just get it. Then after loving kindness practice, then compassion. Totally imbue your mind with compassion. So you have become the embodiment of loving kindness, compassion. Your mind is that nature. You speak with love and compassion. Your body also becomes the nature of the love and compassion. See? And you feel so relaxed. Other people will feel that. When, as last time I mentioned, when Milarepa, one day he came out from his cave, the sky was so clear, and he sat on a boulder, and then he just gazed to all sentient beings, and his whole beings within imbued with this love. So during that time, a hunter's dog was chasing deer. The deer was desperate, trying to escape. As soon as the deer saw the Milarepa, he just rushed towards Milarepa. He felt total peace. So sentient beings get around, they can feel. Like even your dog, your cat, if you fed them so gently, express your love, compassion, the dog's cat just jump at you. If you shout them, scold them, they will run away. It's just universal. With this true practice done well, they said, may all sentient beings, my mothers, who are as limitless as space, have happiness and be free from suffering, and may they attain perfect Buddhahood. So they cultivate Bodhichitta. This is how you do this, because you want them total peace and happiness. When is that will happen? When they will achieve total peace and happiness, when they will achieve that.
Enlightenment.
You want them to free from all the sufferings, when that will happen for them. When they become Buddha. You see, when they become Buddha. That's why we need to practice Bodhichitta. It's called Bodhichitta. The last time when I was here, I performed the Bodhisattvas vow. People sometimes think Bodhisattvas vow, oh no, I cannot take the vow, They're so afraid. They think something is very dangerous. There's something, you're risking something. People have no idea, But this is nothing but only good. It's good all the way. Everybody should take the Buddha Sutras now. Such a marvelous things. In the Shantideva's text mentioned, Kyobpa the Buddha who practiced for many eons on the path for the benefit of all the sentient beings, Buddha saw the Bodhichitta is the only one that can help all sentient beings. Those who desire to free from all the suffering of the six realms, practice Bodhichitta. Those who desire to free from all the mental confusion, they should practice Bodhichitta. Those who desire to give all the goodness should practice the Bodhichitta. It's such a precious thing. They never dreamed of. In the world, your mother is so kind to you, your father is so kind to you. They give you everything what you need, but they cannot give Bodhichitta. See? So Bodhichitta is such a precious that you see this. Make sense?
Yes.
You see, meditate on this. These are such profound, As I mentioned, it's not just being a nice, smiling, oh, you are so good, Not that. It's mental wisdom, courage, loving kindness, compassion, bring into your mind. Release all the confusion, all the cause of suffering. That's why Buddha's teaching is so precious. So Bodhichitta is indispensable path towards enlightenment. Sometimes people may say, oh, these bodhicittas are very difficult to practice. This compassion and loving kindness, as you said, looks so good, but cannot practice. No, it's also difficult. It's not they are difficult. The difficulty is our mental affliction. They give us difficult. Our mind is so ingrained with all these mental delusions, mental afflictions. They resist we to practice Bodhichitta. So we should understand, distinguish, what these mental afflictions that we are so habituated and totally our mind is within that. So these are something you feel normal. These things, when these mental afflictions are there, people think it's normal. And practice of loving kindness, compassion is risky, and it's not so normal, They are like artificial. And these all mental afflictions are so normal to you. And when we talk about get rid of them, it says, what do you mean that? It is something unprecedented. It's only in the generally Buddhist teaching, especially the Mahayana, especially who practices these teachings, they give us this kind of opportunity how to purify these mental afflictions, how to replace this mental affliction with love and compassion and bodhicitta. I mentioned last time, when Milarepa was in the retreat, in a cave, no food, no clothes, nothing. And after many years, Milarepa and his sister separated. And then after some time, his sister heard Milarepa was in the cave. So she was begging, going around. She left her house because mother died. She couldn't stay. She was begging door to door every day for life. Then she was so homeless. So when she heard her brother is in the retreat, she thought he maybe is a good place, So when she went to see him and saw him, and he is worse than her. No food to eat, no fire at the stove, and no clothes, Then she just complained. And finally, Milarepa said, "No, I know you are complaining." So, and she said, "I saw there are some other teachers in the town, village. They have big gatherings, lot of offerings going around, and giving lot of empowerment, so these things, Maybe we should go there, at least be just part of them. We get enough food, Why you are doing this here, I haven't seen anybody is doing like this, So then Milarepa said, "Yeah, I understand. You are interested in the samsara, Generally, all this peace and happiness and suffering of samsara is impermanent. For the benefit of sentient beings in the retreat. While I'm in the retreat, while I stay in a cave where there's nothing, when other people see, it's heartbreaking. When they see my food, it's worse than dog food. It's disgusting. When other people see my body like a skeleton, even the enemies will build tears in their eyes. When you see me, my behavior is embarrassing. But when Buddha sees my mind, Buddha will be very delighted. You see, he has that kind of confidence. So that way he could maintain his mind in the retreat. When some other people comes to see him, "Oh, why you're doing like this? You just go out, do some business. If there's some successful business, that time there's a lot of horses, now you have cars, You will find you're riding horses, all these things. Or at least you will have a good house, At least you have enough food. Why you're doing this here, They said, you didn't know how to do things enough. We give you more suggestions if you want to, Milarepa says, I pick up the best thing in my life. First I met Mahaparasawa, received all those precious teachings. Then second, I went to retreat to digest all these teachings. So I'm the most smart person in the world, he said, And those people around it, they know their work coming, they're shaking their head, How you being smart, no food to eat, This is just generally how Milarepa happened at Buddhahood, And because of him, as I mentioned, the Tibetan Buddhists become, Tibetan Buddhism becomes so rich, powerful, because of his exemplary. 100,000 songs on Milarepa. Everybody read that. And inspired. So because we practice of loving compassion, between sentient beings and Buddha, what's the connection? Can you tell me how we make the connection with the Buddha?
Compassion.
Huh?
Loving compassion.
Yeah, compassion, Not because Buddha was so smart, but if Buddha has no compassion, who cares? Because Buddha's compassion cares, all things like this described, That's why we make connection with the Buddha, the compassion. So Milarepa said, I stay in the retreat in the cave, and those devotion in the sentient beings, the compassion makes the connection. Sentient beings has such a great devotion to Milarepa because his care.
So
yes.
that's like our ticket to connect with Milarepa.
Oh,
Our ticket to connect with Milarepa is his compassion for
compassion,
us.
yeah.
And our ticket to connect with the Buddha is his compassion for us.
Yes.
And that's why.
Yes, that's why. That's why we take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Buddha gave all those teachings out of compassion.
I have a question. So, and just looking at like the numbers and the way that we're looking at loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta today in this teaching, there are the three loves, the three loving kindness, and there's three compassions. Is bodhicitta the third compassion?
Now, out of compassion, we cultivate bodhicitta.
Okay. So but the first compassion is to see the suffering, and that's the first compassion. And then the second compassion
Also
is
the
you see the
causes of the suffering.
of the suffering.
Yes.
And the third compassion is
Non-referential. Non-referential
Non-referential,
compassion.
okay.
Or sometimes called non-objectified compassion.
Or unconditional.
Non-objectified.
Non-objective.
Which makes it better sense. Non-referential or the non-objectified compassion. Which makes better sense.
So we have compassion without an object.
Yeah.
Yes.
Non-referential, there's no references.
So you become compassion.
Yeah.
Which is our compassion.
Like pure compassion.
Oh,
Like pure compassion.
yeah.
So, man,
You got this. First you got this. So you're finished.
I'm finished.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yes.
okay, so here's what happens to me. I'm like, you know, the monks don't go to work for me. They don't, clean my floors and do my toilets and all this, or make me dinner. They just tell me to go read this. You know, like, I mean, I don't expect you to do that from my meditation.
Yeah.
But when I'm trying to figure out for myself, how far do you go? Like, and then I get resentful. Like, why do I have to do this? But I do it because I want to do it, but then I'm resentful that I did it.
Yes.
So,
That's why so first you practice yourself. In the mind, you just get it. Just they say do week-long retreat, do 15 days. It's just example, just to digest these teachings into you. You see. So you see now again there's mentioned steps, 3 types of loving kindness, 3 types of compassion. There's also to adjust yourself. You see.
it's all about me, isn't it?
I know. You all just do this practice, you see. Then you see, when you first you resist anything, but when you have this kind of feeling, compassion, loving kindness, this, then start some simple practice. Buddha said, there are some people practice of generosity is very difficult. The hand is so stingy. Even you don't want to give penny. So Buddha said, why not just to give the fruit is here, give to left. From left, give to right. Left, right. Then you see, then you just simple, insignificant things you give. It doesn't cost you, Then this way, slowly, then you can give. And you can practice this way.
So, but
You see, we cannot practice love compassion, now you jump into there. It's not that way.
the
Yourself practice of this. Now you see, then you see the causes of the suffering, causes of the peace and happiness. We encourage, do this, do the right things for your peace and happiness. And do these things for the peace and happiness for yourself. Like say your children go to school so you can get a good career. You ask your children, you say that. So like that, see, ask to do things, all the good things for the better of their life. Then when you come to compassion, don't do this, don't do that, because it's not good for you, this is not good for you. You see, you are looking at the cause of the suffering. See, simple things, you see, look at the simple things. Then you after that, it's non-differential. Then you understand all things as a mission, just a manifestation. Everything is just a manifestation, reflection. Just, they come and go. It's like a dream. Then you say you have no fear. You realize your nature dead. Then you can do anything for others. See, make sense? So first you train yourself, you see this way.
There's an online question
Yes.
from Lobsang Dorje Konchog Yeshe.
Doje Kandu Ishe.
Yeah. Is non-objectified compassion non-dual?
Yes.
Yes. No response. Oh, thanks.
Okay, we are doing good. We are going slowly this way, you see. So, have happiness and be free from suffering, and may they attain perfect Buddhahood. This is called love, compassion, and bodhicitta. Practice this. Okay. Having taken them all up with the bodhicitta, so to practice bodhicitta, we need all these things, you see. Also say, for this, when you study more about the suffering, it's also very good, gives you more, gives you more information to enhance your compassion practice. In Bodhisattva Avatar mission, when you see the suffering of the sentient beings, it gives you sadness and it reduces your arrogance. You are part of this. How I have so much arrogance since I'm not out of the suffering. You will take self-righteous. And that study more about the suffering of the sentient beings, especially the causes of the suffering, sentient beings, that gives you to develop greater compassion. Sometimes I see there are some people, there's some who are limp, what do you call it? No hands, no arms, what do you call that?
Maimed.
Huh?
Maimed?
Limp.
Maimed. Without limbs.
Yeah, they're handicapped, yeah.
Main.
Then says, first somebody hit them on them, and then they notice that they have no hands, arms. And they're so sympathetic. Oh, you have no arms, oh, sorry, just rise a second.
Oh my goodness.
So when you see the suffering there, first looks very bad, why you're doing this to me. But then when you realize how much suffering they have, I shouldn't have that kind of anger to my mind, They are suffering so much, They are suffering more than me, why should I have so much anger, hatred, So like this, you see, look. That's why in the jewel ornament of liberation, look at the suffering of the hell realms. Sometimes too much, It's too much. Some people said, I didn't like so much suffering, talking with somebody, so that's why I left the school. And I come to here, but now you are saying more about suffering. It depressed me. It gives me depression, They say. It's not that it gives you depression. When you know the suffering there, then your compassion comes in. So that's, I think, the dual ornament of liberation, the suffering is the aeons in the hell realm. So you feel how they can get out of this hell realm, So it gives you, bodhisattvas gives you such a great compassion to work on in the mind and how to help those sensations. So I'm also learning, I haven't learned this in the first, So I first said, why a couple was expressing so much suffering in the hell realm, But now more when you study this in the Bodhichitta Avatar, because of the suffering of the sentient beings, you develop such a great compassion. Kyobpa, Nijikis. Then because of your seeing the suffering of this samsaras, it gives you opportunity to avoid all the cause of suffering and engage in the cause for peace and happiness, virtues, So these are so precious teachings. So we have to understand what that means. Okay. Having taken them all up with the Bodhichitta in the system of the paramitas, you have practiced the 6 paramitas and dedicate the roots of virtue to complete awakenings. So this is all sutra system. The paramitas, everyone knows paramitas, 6 perfections. So after practicing loving kindness, compassion, and you cultivate bodhicitta. In the bodhicitta practice, there's called aspiration bodhicitta and action bodhicitta, as we did last time. Now to perfect the action bodhicittas, then we practice the 6 paramitas. The perfection of the generosity, perfection of the moral ethics, and the perfection of the patience, the perfection of the perseverance, and the perfection of the meditative concentration, and the perfection of wisdom awareness, of special insight. This all you study, you practice whatever you can. So as you know, these are so beautifully explained in the Jewel Ornament of Liberation. Not too much, but complete and very precise with a few sentences, very profound, but just right amount. And some of you, when you read, too much explanations goes on and on, and then there's no any kind of comprehensive, But Jewel Ornament of Liberation gives such a precise explanations. So read those books. That Jewel Ornament of Liberation is written by Kyobpa, who was an enlightened person. You know that. He was a disciple of Milarepa. Milarepa's top disciple. Many disciples, the Kyobpa is sun-like, Rejuva is moon-like. See. So precious. Read that book. See, because it's written by enlightened person for us, for the future generations, who has not much time to read so many books. Read that book, contemplate, meditate on each section. There's 21 chapters, so beautifully designed. There's a summary in each chapter. Memorize those summaries, and then you, even without book, you can reflect the book, get the meaning. He said, like in prominence in the subject, Vitapa. Yawatan Kontapta, Kobayin Pendy. Just me. So he made that summary, the classification of the impermanence, and then the practice of the meditation on the impermanence, and then the benefits of the reflecting on the impermanence. These 3 topics he mentioned. Now let's just say, in the classification, the division. There's gross, reflecting on the gross impermanence, and then more subtle impermanence and very subtle impermanence. So gross impermanence is like we are born, we know one day we'll die. It's gross, rough. Yes, we will die one day. But we don't plan to die today, isn't it? I will die one day, I know. When you will die, I hope not too soon. You see. So then, bring down more. Look at these 4 seasons. When there's 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Then bring down more, day and night. Sunrise in the morning, in the evening, sunsets, day and night. Then morning and afternoon, like this. And very subtle impermanence, look at the water running. Usually I say, I saw this river last year. I saw this river last month. I saw this morning. So the river I saw last year, last month, this morning, the water is gone. What I'm seeing now is different. But we have that kind, what do you call that mind? Confused, gross mind. You see, this very moment I'm seeing the routers running. What I saw yesterday, other days, all gone to the ocean. Just look at our own mind, how much we reflect our impermanence. Everything is just in one moment. See? So that momentary also you divide. That will allow you to realize emptiness. From this impermanence, reflect on the impermanence, study, practice will give you to realize emptiness. See. So when you memorize the summaries, and it gives you all this meaning of the chapter. 야왔다네 생겼다. 그렇죠. 그게 중요시 치면서 두 번째 레전드스. So look at the karma section. There's 6 of this karma in the summary. Classification. 야왔다네. Definition. 생겼다. The karma. This is individuals. You have your own, your karma is your own. We have to experience definitely inexorable, whatever karma we created. From small amount of karma will multiply so much. Look at the apple tree. The apple seed, how small. And from that it grows a big tree. And from the tree, how many apples will come out? So from one small karma will multiply, good or bad. No. Look at this. Chulechim, Chimasa, then infallible. So meditate on this like that. If you practice study, practice your ornamental liberation, is so precious. No? So anyway, this way you now study this, practice the 6 paramitas. It's all part of the sutra system. Okay? We need a short break first. Good? Om Banza Soto Samaya, Monopalaya, Banza Soputi Mamba, Kitati Membawa, Subukaya Membawa, Anurado Membawa, Sarasiti Membrayasa, Sarvatamusu, Jadana Shriya Guru Hum Hapa, Sarvatata Dhamma Dharma Mimunza Parjabawa, Ma Samaya Sato. Okay. If you have any discussions you need, any questions or anything need to discuss,
Khenchen,
yes.
I'm wondering if you would sort of talk a little bit more about the third type of compassion practice that.
Again, same as the loving kindness, it's a non-preferential compassion. That means, you see, whether the practitioner and all phenomena as it is, the two things. How things constitutes, everything is constituted in the nature of the, what you call, non-referential nature. Whether you just example for this table, this as mentioned this morning, whether you realize or not realize this table as emptiness, but its nature itself is emptiness. But in our mind, we don't see the table as emptiness. We see something solid. Something really exists. I can use it, and I can touch it. It can break. All these things can happen. So in this, when I perceive this way, so my mind is duality, dualistic mind, and because I don't see this table is natural emptiness, so that which I don't see, the table is emptiness, is due to my delusion, not because of the table. My mental ignorance, delusion, I don't perceive the table as it is. So because of that, then I have attachment to the table, which is good. And if somebody takes this away, then I'm furious. I'm angry. Why you are taking my table away? So I have attachment and aversion. So in relation to this, my mind is occupied by these three poses. So it's not a non-referential, it's a referential. Okay? So likewise, sentient beings, their nature is, that's what it's called, sentient being nature is Buddha nature. We all have Buddha nature. We know we have Buddha nature, but we don't realize we have Buddha nature. I don't realize my mind as a Buddha nature. I have still expressed my confusion, my delusions. So likewise, all other sentient beings in the samsara, they express their delusion. They, they are confused. You know they have ego. Our ego is so fragile, very sensitive, So because of that, so we see everyone in the world have delusion, suffering. But if I see their nature is emptiness, as for example, this Atisha. Atisha has always pure vision. Everybody says, oh, she's wonderful, he's wonderful, all this. And even there are some people are so bad, Atisha says, oh, still so good, he expresses for the good side. So one time, there was such a bad person. It's nothing but bad, And then the other person who told Atisha, now tell me good about him. Atisha said, oh, he has a Buddha nature. So Atisha has that kind of great realization. So it's a non-referential, you see. So he sees that he has a Buddha nature, he sees all these things, but at the same time, Atisha sees the suffering of him. Within his nature is enlightened nature, but because of he failed to recognize himself as that Buddha nature, he is suffering. So great Bodhisattvas see all sentient beings as a non-referential, like the moon's reflection in the lake. But within that, they're all confused and they have not realized that, and they are suffering so much. So Bodhisattvas has such great compassion to those individuals.
So would it be correct to say that if you have this non-referential view and you see, and yet there's still suffering?
Yes.
And so you don't have the attachment aversion, but you still see the suffering, and so compassion just naturally fills in.
So then you help them as much as you can to those individuals.
And then, but is that the non-referential compassion?
Yes, through the non-referential compassion, and then you have greater skill, how to help them. Yeah. Like a child, a child is very mischievous, and the mother cares the child so much. And mother knows what the child being a mischievous, but at the same time she wants the child as best as possible to be a good person, So like that kind of, you see. The great Bodhisattvas, Buddha, had that kind of, understanding of the sentient beings. So we need to practice Dharma.
The Dharma keep us safe in those type of situations? Because sometimes helping others, they're in a very difficult situation.
Yes.
And maybe they are also physically and mentally not well.
Yeah, not well, yes.
I have some people I
Handicapped.
know like that. And so sometimes, I have to be careful as a sensitive person.
Yes,
then
yes.
What stance do you take? You just ask for some protection? Or the
Yes.
Dharma protects you in that situation?
Yeah, this is so you see what you can do, see, skillfully. You don't want to get upset them,
Right.
but you see what they're lacking, you can see. And what you can see this sensitivities of that individual. So you skillfully reach them what you can do. Yeah. So that's what Bodhisattva is called skillful means. They are so skilled with things, you know. So there's even Bodhisattvas in the bhumis, who they are free from samsara. There are 10 bhumis, you know. First bhumi, second bhumi, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. When you come to seventh bhumi, skillful means, you see. It requires a lot of training, see. Perfection of the skillful means.
So that's bodhicitta, is the aspiration for enlightenment and the suffering. We need the enlightenment in order to develop the skillful means, to see the karma, to act appropriately. That's the way I always look at that, so that we're, so you're not putting yourself in danger, in a circumstance because you're understanding the circumstance. You're aware, deeply aware of what the nature of your environment inside of you.
Yeah. So training, first maybe I will go through this, finish this, you know. Now, I mentioned briefly about the six parameters, name, you know, more as I recommended ritual, ornament, and liberation of both the practice of the 6 parameters to train your action bodhicitta, step by step, you know. Then here said, virtues, you practice the 6 parameters and dedicate the root of the virtue to complete awakening, means in complete enlightenment. So then dedicate. Now this, after this, is the system, the sutra system. All those you study, practice. The next, in the system of the mantras, you practice the generation and completion stages. See, stages. So now in the mantra, in the Vajrayana, Tantra practice, just everybody knows Vajrasattva practice. Everyone knows Vajrasattva practice. Just example, or generation, or Tara, doesn't matter. No, you see, Vajrayana comes more later. But nowadays, even who doesn't know anything, if the Lama gives some empowerment, people rush to get it, you know. Have no idea, you know. So there's empowerment, so let's go. They have no idea. They have no idea of refuge, bodhicitta, loving kindness, anything, you know. They go, you know. And then put the vase on the head and get a few drops of the water, you know, and then put a thread on your neck, you know, so I got empowerment. Actually, in the real go through this practice, first we have to have the 4 foundations: impermanence, precious human life, karma, cause, and suffering of samsara. You get those understanding. And through this you understand the nature of the samsara. And you want to free from samsara. This is called renunciation. Renunciation doesn't mean renounce this life. One is renounce the cause of samsara. So because of that, you got such a good foundation, then you take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Okay? Then you take refuge to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sessions, you take the refuge. Then on the basis of that, you take the estimation 5 precepts, generally for everybody, lay practitioners. Or 10, the 10 precepts, 5 precepts. And then so the monks, novice monks and nuns, then full ordinations, you go through all the steps. But if you want to be, just want to be a lay person, you take the 5 precepts, like that. You go, understand. Then after that, as we went through this loving kindness, compassion, you study all this, cultivate bodhicitta, to free from samsara, to achieve enlightenment, not just only for yourself, for all sentient beings. You expand your mind, you extend your mind to all sentient beings. Then through this, you study the understanding of the emptiness. See, every phenomena, their nature is empty. By nature, we are not making them empty, but their nature itself is emptiness. Like in the House Sutra, the form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Form is no other than emptiness, and emptiness is also not other than form. You get understand of this. Then you say, okay. After having understood about everything's illusory nature, everything's emptiness nature, then finally you start Vajrayana teachings. Therefore you see, when you practice like Dara, Charesi, any practice, do you remember how it starts, the text?
Usually the ground is completely pure and empty.
So you start with the Sanskrit. Omo Soa Baba Shoda Sora Dharma Soa Baba Shoda. You see, all the bhajana practice start that way. Omo Soa Baba Shoda. Soa Baba means naturally. Shuddha means pure, means emptiness. And naturally, their nature is empty. Swabhava, Shuddha, Swabhava, naturally. What are those phenomena emptiness? Sarva Dharma. Sarva Dharma means all phenomena, not the Dharma, Buddha Dharma. All the phenomena, their nature is nothing but empty. So Baba, Shuto, Ha, be in that nature. See. So that's how you differentiate Buddhist Tantra and the non-Buddhist Tantra. Okay? All this, everything is dissolved into emptiness. Then from within emptiness, there's in text we say, from within emptiness manifests flower, lotus flower. On the lotus flower, sun disk and moon disk, and then syllable of the deities, Hum, Shri, Tam, so forth, the build of which deity you are practicing. From that syllable, light radiate to all the directions, make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, purify all sentient beings, and light returns to the seed syllable, and that seed syllable becomes the deity. You see, that's called generation. Here you see, here. Generation and completion, you see. So you generate the deity like a Chenresi or Vajrasattva. Yourself or in the front above, wherever you know. See. And in the deities that enlightened, that's called Yedam deity. At the heart level of the deity, then there's a six syllable. Chiresi, Shri, Lara, Pam, Vajasatwa, Hum, you know this. From that, then you just light radiate towards the 10 directions. So that what you visualize is calm. On above crown of your head, in the front, whatever calm, is called Samaya beings. Oh. And then invite all the wisdom beings from the 10 directions to dissolve into that deity. It's called the wisdom beings and Samaya beings become inseparable. Okay. And after they establish that inseparable being, you see the deity not as something substantial, flesh, bone, but rather see as wisdom nature, inseparable of the appearance and emptiness. See? That's how you generate, that's called generation. Then you see all the details of the, Vajrasattva, five pointed crown on the head, necklaces, and then these earrings. There are three different necklaces, short one, little longer, and then all these three. And then armlets, bracelets, all you see, this all has a great simple meaning, significance. So it's called, these deities, all these ornaments are expression of their attributes, enlightened qualities. The 5 crowns symbolizes the 5 Buddhas. The deity is embodiment of 5 Buddhas, 5 wisdoms, and the 2 necklaces symbolize the 2 truths. And the 3 necklaces symbolize the deity is the embodiment of 3 bodies to Buddha, Dharmakaya, Sambhogaya, and Dharmakaya. And all these necklaces, amulets, all these shoulderlets, amulets, all symbolizes the perfection of the 6 parameters. So all this you see, it's all you study clearly, vividly. It's called generation stage. Okay? Embodiment of wisdom and compassion. So when you know these things, it's nothing, it's a culture. You see, this is the expression of the enlightened qualities. Otherwise, it's like Indian culture. Have you seen, Tibetans are wearing these things? You don't see, but Indians, they wear this. It's a certain celebration, So generations, then, this called, a rising stage, a rising stage, yes. Generation stage, First, this all you generate, visualize, it's called clearly visualize. And then, sadam, and then purity. It's mentioned this all symbolic meaning. The 5 Buddhas, 5 wisdoms, 6 perfection of the 6 perfection is all clear, the purity nature. And then next is called confidence. You are in that being, that nature, not just imagining. You are in that own nature because you are Buddha nature. Your Buddha nature is now manifest into the deity. Okay? So this is called generation stage. Then completion stage, there are 2. Then at the deity's heart level, the seed syllable, Om or Ri or Tam, Then from that light, mantra rotates, go clockwise, and light go up, make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the light coming down to you, or to the deity, in a way to the deity. And then the deity is fully purified again. We need to do this again and again, purified, and then becomes the embodiment of all the Buddhas of the 3 times, 10 directions, This all we practice at the completion stage. And then those who are advanced more, Anuttara Tantra, the highest Yoga Tantra, the 4th class of Tantra, then there's practice of chakra channels, this is all it's called completion stage. This time is exercise of your mind, purification. So you are now yourself is being in that state of enlightened state, enlightened nature, purifying all the dualistic obscurations, and you are being within that enlightened deities. So basically it's a practice of how to achieve the Sabokakaya Buddha. So Nirmanakaya Buddha as well. Then after doing all the session practice and all these things, then all dissolve first outer universe, dissolve into session beings in the deity's home, dissolve into emptiness, light, that light dissolve into you, yourself dissolve into the home or he or Tamsilepo, and that dissolve into emptiness, all pervading emptiness. That's the difference of the Buddhist and non-Buddhist Tantra. The Buddhist Tantra dissolve all into emptiness. Nothing is left. All just meditate there. Just briefly about the Vajrayana practice. Okay? So mantra, here mentioned, Sutra and mantra. Now, I'm sure many of you have received so many empowerments, you know better than me. You have studied very extensive deity yoga practices. So after done all this, so you practice a system of the mantra, you practice the generation and completion stages, and then dedicate, then all the virtues you have accumulated during these sessions. At the end, you dedicate by this practice, where every session means attain Buddhahood. No one left behind. Everyone attain Buddhahood. You just dedicate that. Okay. There is nothing that is not included in the great vehicle. So this way, all the teachings are included here. So it's very short. You see, all the teachings you see, there are so many teachings are included within this. If you have nerve, understanding, see. Since this sequence of instruction is extremely profound, I have not written it down. Please practice its accordance with these words with great diligence. So I haven't written this before, so now here wrote it. So you study them, you practice this, you put your diligence on this. make effort. So precious, By this root of virtue and the virtues collected in the three times, past, present, future, by me, myself, and the entirety of samsara in nirvana, all the sentient beings of samsara of the 6 realms, and nirvana means Sharavaka, Partik Buddha, Bodhisattva, Buddha, all this, the virtue they have accumulated, and by the innate root of virtue, your Buddha nature, all this together, may I, all sentient beings, quickly attain the unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddha, Buddhi, Buddhahood. May everyone achieve the Buddhahood. See, all the virtues that they have accumulated. Now it's not possessing, this is mine. Giving to all the sentient beings. This is how wonderful, You feel so relaxed. If you accumulated all the virtues and keep yourself, then you don't know what to do. Then you are worrying, what should I do with this? But just dedicate everyone. This may become cause that everyone achieve Buddhahood. I give to all such ways, and you feel so free. Make sense? How you find this here? Okay. Now, next I will read this. What you have? Next one. Please look at this anyway. How to practice relative and ultimate bodhicitta. You have that copy?
Yes.
Okay, I'll read this. Because today we have to read this. Okay. Om Swasti is a Sanskrit word. Oh, be auspicious, well. It's also written by Lord Tucson. Okay. The awakened intent of the precious Lord are the two kinds of precious bodhicitta. The relative bodhicitta is, as we went through so details about those. All sentient beings equal to the riches of space, as limitless as a space, should be endowed with the happiness which is the loving kindness, okay? Practice of loving kindness. And free from suffering is practice of compassion. And attain the precious, unsurpassable, perfect enlightenment is bodhicitta. Okay, here, this bodhicitta now. For that purpose, until I become a Buddha, I will bind my body, speech, mind to virtue. Bind means, in this case, bind all, if you
Mind or
yeah,
mind?
your mind, mind, or you can say, I apply. Okay? I apply my body, speech, mind in the virtue. Okay? Or you can say, I engage. So I bind my body, speech, mind, or I apply my body, speech, mind, or I engage my body, speech, mind. Okay. Mind, virtue. So this first until I become enlightenment, until I become Buddha. Okay. Next, until that, I will bind or apply, as mentioned, or engage my body, speech, mind, speech and mind to virtue. Means I have this life, now I have precious human life. I studied Dharma teachings. It all makes sense. Now until I die, I have no any doubt. I am totally dedicated to practice Dharma. I will use full this precious human life for the Dharma practice. It's good for this life, it's good at the time of death. You just ask at the time of death what will help. Nothing will help. As you see very clear, precisely. We work so hard in this life, just to get some glimpse of understanding, even though you have received those teachings. No? Then we have very good health insurance. Okay? We have all these good things prepared for. Everything I have now, but at the time of death, now what? Your very good health insurance leave behind. Your body which is so cherish yourself, eat the best food, live in a good place, have to leave the body behind. It's a little scary, isn't it? So, please don't tell me about these things. I'm not ready yet. Don't tell me. You know? So it's not belong to me, this body. I borrowed. You see, nothing is belong to me. When I die, I have to leave everything behind. So it's not mine. Make sense? All this leave behind. Now this loving kindness, compassion we're talking about, Bodhichitta if you have, then you carry that with you. Life after life, life after life. Realization of the emptiness, wisdom is not just emptiness, the wisdom of emptiness follow you, life after life, you see. So make that understanding. So use this precious human life as a good foundation to realize all those teachings, bring into your heart. Do all things what you best, what you can do. That's the precious nature of the Dharma, what Buddha taught. That's why, as mentioned, Milarepa said, no, if Buddha sees my mind, Buddha will be delighted. You see. It's not that Milarepa doesn't care about the place, food, all this. When somebody offers him, he enjoys food. But he cares about his mind, Bodhichitta, loving kindness, compassion. They can follow you after this life, the next, and then finally to attain complete enlightenment. Okay? Then, what is said here? I will mind or follow, apply my body, speech, mind to virtue. From now until this time, tomorrow, I will bind my body, speech, mind, speech and mind to virtue. So this means this 24 hours. Today, in these 24 hours, means we need peace and happiness. Today. We practice Dharma, say it's okay, no, I'm suffering, it's okay. No. And then I'm just to free from samsara. But we need peace and happiness now, today, tomorrow. So I practice this loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. See? As long as you have this, we have discussed, as long as you have this in your mind, this love and compassion in bodhicitta, your mind is totally free from all the delusions. It's just so happy. Happiness comes from nowhere, but it's just there. This is how to be practical, how to be practical of the practice Dharma, how to should be the Dharma should be relevant. No, it's not changing your culture things, all these things, but how your mind should be. Make sense? Well, you're continuing this practice of love and compassion, bodhicitta, every moment you just enjoy, you relax, the mind is spacious. Okay, that's why I said this to mention. This is especially Gyaltshen mentioned. You don't see any other teachers. No? Even in Buddhists, you don't see these other teachers say these things. That's why you wonder where Gyaltshen gathered hundreds and thousands of disciples, every day. So why he could do this all? Because his teachings are so effective, so relevant. There's some great teachers who come to challenge him. Why you are giving these teachings? And he can handle. There are a lot of stories that somebody came, why you are teaching these things? They came to ask so difficult subjects, questions, and he could answer very easily. And they are fully satisfied to become his disciple. Some are so stupid, who knows nothing but heard of Gyaltshen, So I heard you are just giving so teaching so much. I am here, I know nothing. Please, help me, And Gyaltshen could just handle that individuals according to his ability, and he can give teachings. So that's why this is so many disciples are scattered. Okay. Then, having made this promise and not renegating on that, you should mentally gather together all the roots of virtue that you and all beings in samsara and nirvana have done and accumulated in the 3 times, and that you possess and dedicate them to complete awakening. So then we gathered 2 accumulations, the accumulation of the merit and accumulation of the wisdom. We just gather as much as possible. Like the mandala offerings, and also the 7 lamps offerings, frustrations offering, and the purification, rejoicing, and requesting to teach Dharma, requesting to leave the world, stay with us, and at the dedications, the seven lamp of practice, all the mandala offerings, all we just gather all the accumulations, merit and wisdom, so that you can enrich your practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. Because the practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta is so precious. Not everyone gets a chance. No. Only those who like here, you have been doing the Dharma practice for a long time, through many lifetimes. So you're still interested here, you come here, participating. It's not come here without cause, without conditions. With many causes, conditions, it happened. You are here. You are so interested. Even though I speak wrong English, even though I speak something, strange things, but still you are here. You are practicing patience. What I can learn, what I can improve, it's because of your good positive karma that you have accumulated. So to increase this, do more, so that you can engage and practice greater bodhicitta, practice loving kindness, compassion, to help yourself and to help others. So this will become a service to Buddha. So precious. And when we do this, all the negativities will subside. Just naturally, they're purified. When the sun rises, the darkness disappears. So the sun of the bodhicitta comes up. All the delusions of the mind, they just go step by themselves. So we should understand this. This is so precious. And Buddha will be great pleased by this practice. Buddha will be not so pleased by offering flowers, water, or the incense, This is for our own benefit. Buddha won't come here to smell your incense, Buddha will not care about your flower offerings. Buddha will not drink your water, in the shrine, It's just for your own benefit, But Buddha will be really pleased when you practice the bodhicitta. Make sure that's definite. It's not just I'm saying this. All the great masters, the past, they said that. Because Buddha's the intention is to help sentient beings, to everybody. Buddha's teachings are given to every sentient beings, not just only for monks and nuns, not just only for Buddhists, but every sentient beings. Because Buddha's concern is for all sentient beings. So when somebody like you practice Bodhichitta from today onwards. That's the best offering that you can make to Buddha. That's why Milarepa said, if Buddha sees my mind, Buddha will be delighted. That's because of that. See, his Bodhichitta is so strong, so powerful. The Buddha knows that he will benefit Buddha's teaching to all sentient beings. So we should make that also practice, you see. That's why I say non-accumulated in them 3 times. And then there's all, as earlier mentioned, dedicate to all. This accumulation of virtues, the practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and the virtues of all the sentient beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, that all may become a cause. Every sentient being is free from samsara. It should be enlightenment. And you just fully rejoice, feel happy about that. Dedicate them to complete awakening. You should dedicate the root of virtue by saying, by these roots of virtues that I and all beings in samsara and nirvana have done and accumulated in the 3 times, and that I possess, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain the precious, unsurpassed, complete, and perfect awakening. Throughout the 3 times, you should only to do virtuous actions and not do even a single moment of non-virtuous action. This is the conventional awakening mind. So this all effort is a relative state of the practice of Bodhichitta. Mindful of 24 hours. What I'm doing, right or wrong. If you're doing right thing, rejoice. My precious human life has been useful. If you're doing something negative, non-virtuous, you just remind yourself, I'm wasting my precious human life. This is not right. For my own benefit, see, and benefit of all others. Just remind yourself every day. You just remind, be mindful. See, these are so precious. They are relative state of bodhicitta practice, but they are so important. Sometimes we what do we do? So we put so much emphasis on the ultimate, and we ignore the conventional relative state. Our life is in the relative state. We need peace and happiness in the relative state, We are not yet there, out there, ultimate state, We still care our health, isn't it? Our mind. So we have to be very mindful about this. In other words, how to become a better human being. You see, a decent human being, not a source of suffering, confusion, a source of wisdom, peace. If anybody comes around, you become a source of peace, happiness. You see, you give them chance. Such a precious thing. Make sense? Of course. If you disagree, let me know. Yes?
I think the 3 times,
Huh?
What are the 3 times?
3 times past, present, future.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, very good.
I don't disagree with you, but
Oh.
I don't disagree with you, but I do find it very hard to manage.
You don't disagree with me,
No, no.
but it's hard to manage.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing you're asking.
No, it is not. It's not so big, you know. It's just a matter of mindfulness. Mindfulness. Will you walk? Milarepa said, I meditate when I eat. I meditate when I walk. When I meditate when I sleep. I wish everyone has this. It's just be mindfulness. Aware yourself, mindful, you know. And then if you have the mindfulness, it's just there. What difficulties, as I mentioned, these our mental afflictions. That's the difficult to get rid of. So we should understand on these mental afflictions that we have within us. We have to understand they are the real our enemy. First we said the anger, the resentment, the attachment, they have no hands, legs, they have no eyes, they have no body, See, and then, see, they are not powerful. Okay. They are just nothing but deluded mind. Still, why they are, why they are enslaved me. But look at this. And then, you see, if I treat well anybody, even those who hate me, I can make a friend to them. If I treat well. But how much I treat these 3 poisons, they will never become my friend. They will always make me miserable. And nobody can throw me into hell realm, even the worst enemy we call, but they can throw me into hell realm. And this is not just this life, from beginningless lifetime. How many lifetimes they throw us in the hell realm? And we come up and they come up, they throw you in this. Still, we are friends with them. We just obey them as much as we possible. When the attachment comes in the mind, he says, you should achieve this, go there. So you, okay, I will follow you. When the anger comes there, so you are this enemy, this person is your enemy, you just get rid of this, and your anger, tell you, yes, okay, I will do this, And we're so enslaved by these mental poisons. But still, we don't recognize. So this is such a precious thing. The Dharma wisdom, the eye of the wisdom of the Dharma gives us opportunity to see these things. When you read the Buddha Avadara, in there mention those things very precisely, and Milarepa as well. When Milarepa was in the mountain, the demons, they come together to disturb his meditation. They throw on him mountains, all this. And then Milarepa says, go ahead. If you are as such a great powerful as you can take this life, but you cannot throw me in the hell. So here's that counter determination. Power has no fear. We should avoid those things, see these things. This is something unprecedented. Nobody will tell you this, how to see these things. So it's just, even today I will contemplate on this. I may live tomorrow, I will contemplate on this, you see. To say, impermanence is one of the very good subjects to contemplate. Rinpoche said, I escaped the mountain by the fear of the death. This I said this last time. Well, I'm in the mountain, then persistently I reflect on the impermanence and practice the Dharma. Anybody said, achieving relative. Namji Chame Gomgomes. I'm meditating and the uncertainty time of the death. I practice persistently contemplating on the uncertainty of death. Now I capture the fortress of the unchanging nature of the deathlessness. The achievement of Bodhicittas. Now I'm free from the fear of the death. So this is the uncertainty of death is very important to keep in the mind. We know we'll die one day. But as we discussed that, but we don't plan to die today or tomorrow. But look at the uncertainty of death. Nobody is certain I will die or not die today or tomorrow. Reflect on that uncertainty of the impermanence. I heard this many great teachers, and they themselves also thinking, So these are not just frightening. Sometimes we may think, Buddhists are so negative, they try to fear us, threatening us, so talking about the death and death and death, It's not that, to scare you, but to remind the Dharma practice, which is more important. At the end of the day, what will get the benefit is most of the practice of Dharma. Reflect on this. And then when you get used to this practice more and more, then you feel so appreciative. I'm so fortunate. Dharma really gave me such a great comfort. So when you come to this, see this Bodhichitta practice is so relevant. Sometimes you talk about the chakra channels. How much you are interested in the practice of chakra channels? Very impressive, isn't it? Very impressive, isn't it? Chakra channels, I want to that, no.
64 petals.
Yeah, so this all this, and the chakras and the crown of the head, at the throat, at the heart, at the navel, There's so many, how many lotus there are, They're impressive, but I don't know how relevant they are. Those who have time to go to retreat, solitary like Milarepa, and spend time there for months and years, and there's something to achieve. It's very good. But in our busy life, like 1 week long go to retreat to practice chakra channel, I think you get nothing. You learn about these things, but how much you can get benefit from this. Make sense? I'm sure, have you been to retreat like chakra channel?
Of course.
Oh.
Chakra Samvara, Yaman Chakra.
No, those are not chakra channels.
Oh, yeah.
Chakra channels.
Well, with Vajrayogini, we did all the channels.
Yes.
Retreat.
Yeah.
Winds, channels, drops.
It drops all this, this all for yogas, this all you see. Until you fully stabilize your mind, they don't work. Even those who went to 3 retreats, I haven't heard they have achieved such kind of quality that's mentioned in the text. I wondered, This time when I was in India, I was asked to give teaching talks. There are a lot of retreatants. I expressed, if you don't have these 3 trainings, as yesterday mentioned, this morning mentioned, 3 trainings. I have some very good friends. They're interested chakra channels, Can you teach us this chakra channel? And I was very reluctant, That there's some insistence, Oh, it's okay, but you have to really have the very, very stabilized mind in this busy mind. I think it's not so practical, Instead, this practice of loving kindness, compassion, Bodhichitta is real effective, relevant. Focus on this. And also, in this our relative life, busy life, when you receive higher Gyaltshen teachings, I don't know also how much benefit you get. Because when you get the highest Gyaltshen, I'm not saying they're wrong. What I'm saying is how relevant our life. Because then when you come to there, it's just play of the mind, and it just come and go. It's just nothing. There's no virtue, no non-virtue. Have you heard this?
Of course.
Yes, you see, there's nothing to give up, there's nothing to accept. Just free yourself.
No effort to make.
Yeah, there's nothing to do, And you just, look so heavenly. I like this, Oh, wonderful, But then when this gross affliction comes, manifests, they are real, They're, I love them. This is not just play, Now how should I handle? It's not just play, it makes me miserable, See? So those high views becomes artificial. See? In this busy life. Actually, they are uncontrived. They are as they are. But when our mind is not prepared enough, we are duality. We live in dualistic life. Samsara, busy life, all this crazy. And then this high view, there's above there's the nirvana, So that's why these are such important points. These three types of loving kindness, compassion, and initiative. Look at these our mental afflictions, how they do for us. Yes, in reality they are not exist. When you look at it from the point of view of the social view, they are not exist. Nowhere, if you look for, you'll find nowhere. But it's there, so real for us. Then sometimes people give up Dharma practice. When you say, this chakra channels, various high teachings, this is high view teachings, and people go there for retreat, and then they receive such all these explanations, and then after some time, that's it. And then our mind is so gross, and people just, have you seen the people give up Dharma practice? You see, they receive all the highest, and then after some time, they give up. Why? Because we don't have this kind of basic, those reality, what we are facing. We should know what we are facing, how to handle those things. Make sense?
You know, Rinpoche, every time that we hold a teaching, like special Dzogchen teaching
Yes.
or special esoteric
Yes.
empowerment, so many people show up.
Yes, exactly.
And then we do basics of Buddhism and not so many people show up.
That's right.
Why is that?
That because they are looking for easy solution.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
yes, they're feeling that maybe some magic,
Some trick.
some trick,
Yeah,
some special key.
yeah.
But then after some time they give up. You see, even in, like say, I heard in Taiwan, one person, there's one, he received empowerment, 20, 30 times empowerment, because he heard empowerment is so powerful. After 20, 30 times he received empowerment, then he gave up. So we are here receiving these, contemplate on these, then you can see, and how to handle those things. The habit, as mentioned, the habitual tendencies, so ingrained. It's called pernicious. What means pernicious?
Kind of mean
Yeah,
or,
pernicious attachment. What do you say?
Yeah,
it just won't go away.
yeah, persistence.
Persistent, won't go away.
Don't go away.
Yeah, won't go away.
Yes, they don't go away easily. They come back again and again and again. When you receive this, like this, high view teachings, it's all mindfulness, there's nothing. Then you see, look at your mind, is there any there? So you say, oh, that's right, there's nothing exists. I'm free. That's why we need good advertisement. How to you have to understand how to advertise to people, these teachings. What we should do when this difficult time comes. How to relate our daily life, you see. Instead of just showing some magic, when you have those teachings, chakra channels, high views, all these things, you have a lot of very nice words to advertise, such as this kind of key, and from such great teacher they come to, he is the only one this teaching, no one has this, But then when you say this, some basic Buddhist teaching, so you have to have a skill how to advertise, you see. People know. This way, actually, if we endure this way, practice this, give teaching this way, and people interested, Dharma will last long, will stay longer in the world. If you just say chakra chana, all this high teaching, Dhamma will not last long. And they say, that's it, there's nothing special. It's a Buddhist, they say, That's what I'm explaining, here. It's not just Buddhist, it's reality of the samsara. Every individual who are facing the same problem, but how to handle, what kind of Buddha taught teachings, how to relate to these mental afflictions. Then people say, people understand. Then you can have more sanghas. Okay, time is flying. Where we are now?
Ultimate Bodhichitta.
Yeah, now ultimate bodhicitta. Ultimate bodhicitta is the awareness that is present within you. The sole reality that includes all phenomena of samsara and nirvana. See, this very state of your mind, awareness, that mind, you are aware as it is. All this, everything, all these outside phenomena are what you call the reflection of the mind. You are saying. Present within you, the soul realities, all of the reality nature, which is that includes all phenomena of samsara and nirvana. This awareness is in essence indescribable, inconceivable, and inexpressible. These three things. Look at your mind right now. Can you describe what looks like your mind? Inconceivable. Can you conceive your mind, how it looks like? Can you express how it's big or small or color? These three things, very important point. This from enlightened being explain us to us, you see. This very your mind, right now, indescribable, cannot describe, inconceivable, and inexpressible. But yet it's there. You cannot deny it's there. You feel good, you feel not good, you like, you don't like, you're suffering, you're not suffering. See? That's the ultimate nature, as it is. Okay? But we live in duality. See? This is such precious, you see. It's free from all extremes, and it's free from all existence and non-existence. Neither exist, because you cannot see it. Nor non-exist, it's still there. When it's confused, it's called samsara. When it's not confused, it's called nirvana. That's called one hand, two sides of hand. It's your mind. When you look at your mind, when you are totally, your nature of the mind is with loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. Look at the mind. You cannot describe. But as soon as you have these thoughts, your mind is so peaceful, so calm. You see, as soon as your mind is occupied by attachment, aversion, anger, malicious thoughts, it's samsara. It's your mind. That's your mind. See, this is what we need to practice. Samsara is not somewhere outside there. Nirvana is not somewhere out there. It's within your mind. Okay. So it says that it is free from all existence, non-existence, empty and not empty. It is Mahamudra. It's neither empty nor non-empty. It's non-duality. That is as it is called Mahamudra. So when you know how to look at it, when all the negativities surrounds your mind, where they are, where they come from nowhere. They exist nowhere, and they disappear nowhere. But you have to have a wisdom, especially insight, to penetrate that. It's within you. This much the teachers can explain, but you have to have the mindfulness, courage to meditate on this, Then when you could meditate on these things, then you feel so, call yourself, peace. You'll be so delighted by yourself. So as you know, when you are confused, when you are contrived, fabricated to your mind, it's called samsara. When these fabrications, contrivance, all this nowhere exists, when you see as it is, it's called nirvana, it's your mind. But we need mindfulness to continue this meditation. Continue your meditate every morning, every evening, every day, whenever you can. Do mindfulness. So then some quotations. The relative and the ultimate are not two. So they are not two. See, thus the Bhagavan taught, Buddha, samsara and nirvana are not two. Knowing the nature of samsara is called nirvana. You know the nature of the samsara itself, as it is called nirvana. So as mentioned, the three training requires to this practice. When you have prajna, special insight, when negative thoughts comes, just brotherly look at it, These negative thoughts exist nowhere. And no need to chase again, there's no place to go. There's nirvana. As soon as the mind is occupied by these mental effusions, it's samsara. See your mind. See. The precious protector of wanting beings taught, Lord Hamutuba. Both realization and non-realizations are non-realization. There's nothing to realize, there's nothing true, nor nothing to realize. But you have to have a nerve just to see it directly. That you see, there is no attainment of the fruition, nor non-attainment of it. There's no such called fruition or non-fruition, just matter of the realization. When you realize it is as it is you can say fruition. If you don't realize that, we call not fruition. There's no duality. See? It is also said the essence of the Buddhas of the three times is the nature of your own mind. You call it the essence of three times of Buddha, Buddhas of the past, present, future, is your mind. In reality, Buddha is not higher, you are not lower. But Buddha realized as it is, and we are not realized. That's why you're with the samsara. When you realize Buddha's three times and yourself, no different. See? If you want to understand it, so familiarize yourself with it, and it will clearly manifest. See? Once you receive these teachings, you should familiarize, means meditate, continuously reflect. While you're meditating on this, also you practice the accumulations, as mentioned, accumulation of merit, wisdom. Those are all relative states so important. Thus, you must practice this natural presence of the uninterrupted mind itself. Uninterrupted means right from the beginning to now to the end will continue. But you should have the nerve, courage to meditate on this. And then you will be you will feel such a great joy and appreciative yourself. Okay? See, these are so precious, you see. Short, but just to the point. I don't have enough language to express. But you got it, you know. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Means don't throw yourself into the negative or the mental afflictions. When someone is just going under all these mental afflictions, so you are destroying yourself. Just for example, intoxications. They're somehow so intoxicated, and they cannot stop it, and they're destroying themselves. So nobody can destroy you but but only by yourself. So just look at how many people here and how many in the world or in Tucson and how many here we are. We should appreciate, rejoice. I'm so fortunate to have this opportunity. So it's short, very short. Read this, meditate on. We don't know how many years we live. I will continue this practice. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. And those are also on the Zoom. I hope.
Thank you, Rinpoche, for the precious teaching.
Yes,
They say on Zoom.
very good. Dedication prayer, we have little longer one,
Yeah, we have the longer one on page 39.
but that also incomplete.
Okay.
Need to really improve that one. Yeah, anyway, you said this dedication prayer.
The long one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start on page 39.
First reflect, and bring all the virtues, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arahats, and ascension beings into your mandala of the mind. Then we dedicate all those to ascension being free from samsara, achieve enlightenment, okay? And we should feel so fortunate, you know.
So we'll start at 39 and go all the way to the end of the Dorje Chang, Talopa, Naropa, Marpa, Minarepa, Dharma, Lord Kampopa, Agmo Drupa, and Lord Drikung. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kadri Lamas. For this realm encircled by snow-covered mountains, you are the source of every benefit and bliss without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, you are one without will to catch fire. May you remain steadfast until samsara's end. You are the embodiment of all the precious ones. You, a great being, are the holder and promoter of the teachings of the Shakya line. Your perfect actions are for the liberation of sentient beings. May you, the Gyaltshen Lama, whose enlightened activities are spontaneously present, live long. Precious holder of the triple gem of Drikung, who preserves the indisputable practice of the profound Dharma, who has realized the sublime truth with peace and illumination. May you, who relieve the suffering of limitless beings, live long. The one known in the Holy Land as Aryadeva, emanated into the garden of man in eastern Tibet as Chodingpa, the heart son of Jigten. May the life of glorious Gyaltshen remain steadfast for 100 years. In this age of strife, when the victor's teaching faces hardship, through his powerful Vajra-like conduct, he takes on himself the heavy responsibility of the unbiased teaching. May Gyaltshen, the son of the teachings, live long. You who are richly endowed with the glorious wealth of Dharma knowledge, who through reflecting and meditating have actualized the self-aware absence of reality, and shine with 100,000 light rays of ethical discipline of the Buddha Dharma, may you, Khenchen Ratnadvasa, live long. You possess the repository of the essence teachings of the past supreme sitters. You, the precious Konchog, are the refuge of all beings. You are the treasure trove of all the wish-fulfilling Morgus. May you, Drikung Konchog Morgu, live long. You, the precious keeper of the holy Dharma, are the supreme dispeller of darkness of sentient beings. The sun rays of your wisdom pervade everywhere. You are the true and unfailing protector of sentient beings of the degenerate age. May you, who lead us to liberation, live for hundreds of eons. By this virtue, may I achieve the all-knowing state, And may all who travel on the ways of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara, by defeating all enemies, confusion, the cause of suffering. Bodhichitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that it may not be separated from you. As Manjushri, the warrior, realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate Buddha virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Drikung God and Dr. Sri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Glorious, holy, and venerable, precious, kind root and lineage malas, divine assembly of yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, yogins, yoginis, and dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May the mindstream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, and the pervading clarity of the Dharma. May I in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the Dharma.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
See you tomorrow.
Yes.